Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakudash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, rise up to the house of David. Yes, man, on my little trek, where I just finished, reached the top of the mountain top, checking out the views, and there's a good whole heap of news that's on the muse, making me feel amused. We're just doing this thing, man. We're gonna go in and bring out some precepts with the power and spirit of Yahweh Shai, man. Yeah, last time I was here, we saw some lightning and thunder, and it did rain around about 10 minutes after. That was when was that? Monday. I was on my way down from doing my little thing, and we just checked the weather. The video I entitled it, "The Prophets Know All the Signs," and we certainly do know all the signs. Quite a bit has happened since then. Even one of the big time demons, you know, which the Most High used as a puppet, kicked the bucket. Yes, the Queen kicked the bucket. So she knows that she knows that she's a wicked demon. Do you know who the Israelites are? Which they knew anyway. They knew. The wicked know what's going on. They're well informed. So yeah, there must be a whole heap of spells going up there, putting up there, a whole heap of spells, and it's a little bit darker than when I was up here last time. You know, sometimes you're here, or you're in a dark place around the same time, and some nights. So why are some nights darker than others? And because it's around the same time. So why are some nights darker than others? So we're gonna put out the vibration of righteousness up here, up in this wicked, God-forsaken place, where a whole heap of witches and warlocks they like to dwell. You know, there's a whole heap of witches around this particular area. They live around there, a lot of them. Sometimes you see them walking up and down in full black attire. The wicked Edomite witches, them. So anything them do, remember Numbers 23 and 23. There is no enchantment against Jacob. Anything they try and do against us falls back on them. Rebounds back on them. We're not afraid of no dopey. We're not afraid of no dopey. We curse out dopey. You hear me? Yeah, and while I was doing my thing, jogging around, one my dog come up, was looking at me. So I was looking back at it, right in the eye. Right in the eye. I said, you want some trouble? I looked at it right in the eye and I said, back off. Look at it right in the eye and I said, back off. One of them, you know, so I lying in my deal with. You know, couple times dog try and test me and I just manhandle them, man. Pitbull terriers, Rottweilers, because they know that you don't fear them. When they know you don't fear them, that's when they get fearful, because they're more frightened of you than you are of them. Yeah, I'm just talking about what happened the other day when I was there. And you know what I was checking out? The body language of the owner of the dog. He let it go loose. He didn't call it back, so I knew he wanted to try and test. He was trying to test me. And you know, a lot of the time the dogs want to test to see if you're frightened of them. I just looked at it in the eye and I said, back off. And it backed off. I let the owner know. I let him know. I said, I'm just letting you know, me not afraid of no dogs. Me not afraid of no dogs. Control your dog, I said to him. Control your dog. So yes, man. Just a little bit of news. What you know, gonna sip some wine. You know, conveniently sip some wine because one of the big time doppies got a judgment. And you know, there's ways you can look at it. You know, you can say, well, she could be hiding down there in the bunkers, and you know, it's just a little thing where they want to be able to introduce the monetary system. You know, the MOTB. So I was thinking before I saw the rainbow, because really the rainbow that showed up over the palace, Buckingham Palace, that really confirmed it. I think, yeah. And the build up to she wasn't attending a lot of events, so-called mobility problems. She had mobility problems. So, but I think the rainbow might confirm it for me. But whether it's a cover-up or not, any kind of cover-up going on or not, yeah, it's what you call judgments. Judgments is here in the earth. Man's going is of the Lord. Yeah, and I was thinking about the Gadites, just going in the spirit, talking. You hear the owl? That lets you know. When you hear owls, that lets you know we're out there. We're out there in the midst of it. The stealth owls. And that's when they do a lot of their hunting in the dark. Yeah, and the owl is a real creature. Yeah, you hear it? One of my favorite birds, the owl. And the way they hunt, man, they deal with stealth, and they got high sensing, high hearing, delicate hearing, and they fly stealthily. Their wings, they can muffle the sound when they fly. And I was watching a documentary the other day how it was listening so closely. I think this was in time of winter. It was a mice. This mice was about at least six inches under the snow, maybe even more than that. And the owl was just listening to it, waiting for it, clocking it, monitoring it, scoping it. Because they have like radar in it, zooming in on it with its radar hearing and its radar eyes and its radar round face that looks like a radar. And it was just zooming in on the mice underneath the snow. Could have been 6 inches, could have been even more deeper under the snow than that. And then it just swooped in stealthily, didn't hear no sound, and just pinpointed it right where it was, point blank, spot on, bullseye, grabbed up the mice and just went off with it stealthily with their muffled wings. Yeah, so yeah, that's the owl out there. You hear the owl? And I'm comfortable around owls. I am very comfortable around owls. One of my favorite, like I say, one of my favorites. And the wise owl is known for its wisdom, yeah, and its observations and its stealth ability. So yeah, man, if you're into the wine, sip some wine. Yeah, I think the rainbow confirmed it, that this demon really did kick the bucket. Yeah, the Oliver witch is not happy, because they know it's a sign that the end times is near. The signs are, we see the signs. The visions are been having visions about spiritual power. Yes, man. And the owls chiming in big time. So yeah, man, I'm giving our praises to Yahweh Shimon Shai, man. And as for those Gadite children, when that wicked witch the wicked witch is dead. One of the brothers put that up on the chat. You know, that was in The Wizard of Oz, when the wicked witch died, that they dashed water over her and you see her just melt in the ground. I am melting. So yeah, man. So there was a build up, and if it is a cover up, it's a very good cover up, because she was getting sick. She did look sickly. Her last appearance, she looked very, very sickly with that Liz Trust, when she was basically shaking hands with Liz Trust, the new Prime Minister, really saying, yeah, I'm going to give you the baton now. Or could she be in hiding while these things roll out, while these laws roll out, these illegal laws roll out, the MOT rolls out? There's a lot of conspiracy theories, but I want to go by what I want to go by for the time being. I think the Most High really confirmed it. The sign, the rainbow, that was a covenant what he made with Yashua Allah, the children of Israel, these people, that is not going to bring no more rain. And that's in Genesis chapters 9 and 13. The covenant that he made with his children, he's not going to bring no more rain, and that's a sign of peace. So yeah, there's another wicked person that's kicked the bucket. Still a couple more to go, but I think the Most High is going to keep a lot of them around, because remember that a lot of them have to serve their time in slavery, man. Have to be shackled up. You understand me? You have to be shackled up. Revelations 13, 9 and 13 talks about that. Isaiah 14 talks about they have to be shackled up. Yeah, we have to remember their children. They have to shackle them up. It is a righteous thing on the Most High's part. Thessalonians 1:6. It is a righteous thing on the Most High's part to pay back tribulation to those who make tribulation for you. And I think I've got one precept to just bring out, because I was thinking about this. I remember this. And we don't forget our loved ones when they've been taken away from the earth. To put the vibration out there, there was 9 Gadites. When that wicked witch of the east and the west, north, south, east and west, when that wicked witch of the north, south, east and west visited Canada, she went and she picked out 10 so-called native Indians, and we never saw them since. Took them on a picnic, we never saw them since. So this is the memorial that we want to remember. Revelations chapter 6 and 9 says, and when he opened the third seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they held. And they cried out with a loud voice, saying, How long, how loud, wholly true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? Right. So that's the prophets that were taken by way of, could have been martyred, yeah, could have been died by persecution, as it talks about in Hebrews chapters 11 and onwards. All the righteous men that died by trial and tribulation and persecution, martyrdom. And right now they're crying out to Yahweh Hashem Yoshai for justice, along with the innocently, the innocent, the righteous people, Yahshua Allah. And all of them are crying out, whether you're 2/3 or not, crying out for justice. Oh, the Spirit's been on me to bring out this one too recently. Been bringing it out a lot lately. I'm going to bring it out again. This is why we're seeing it, and we could get into it a little bit more detail. There's going to be more judgments taking place on the earth. Why? Proverbs 11 and 1 says, a fool's balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Most High is bringing balance in the earth, evening up the scores. So what you're seeing taking place around the world, also among our people, Most High is evening up the scores, because a just weight is a delight to the Lord, but a false balance is an abomination to the Lord. So we're going to see more and more justice taking place. So we might see more rainbows, man. Yeah, the covenant that he made with his children, Yahshua Allah, saying that he's not going to bring flooding or death by way of flooding, by way of a deluge. So all these signs, relish them, take them in, marinate on that akim. The Most High is righteous, not to forget our works, but to bring tribulation to those that trouble you. Giving our praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yoshai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. Give double honor to all the elders and the apostles of great millstone. Yes, the house of David is rising. The wicked them a burn, the wicked them a burn, the wicked them a burn. Most High is righteous, not to forget our works, but to bring tribulation unto them that trouble you. Giving our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yoshai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. Shalom to the next one, Akim. And Shalak Ram be upon all wicked people that love wickedness and hate righteousness. While Ragma be upon them, judgment be upon them. While Mashapajim be upon them. While Hashem send fire upon them. In the name of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, to all witches and warlocks. May more death and judgment come down upon them in abundance. Babakusha, Babakusha, Babakusha. To what I feel my prayer. To our